tactical sniper rifle.
Say folks, I just picked up some knives and I keep getting this question, how do you clean knives? And well, I'm going to tell you guys real quick. Well, I'm going to try to keep it quick, but I can talk about knives forever. I just purchased a really nice knife on eBay. It's a beauty. It really is. It truly is. And it's about 50 years old. From the pictures, it looked like it was in very good condition. Didn't look like it was over cleaned. When it came to my house, the well-intentioned seller, what he had done is literally take a buffing stick, most likely like one of these, to a 50-year-old knife. All right. Why do I not like that? Okay, this is why I don't like that. If you notice on, let's say, this older Gerber here, and right now it has what's called Ballistol on it, you have a nice patina on this brass guard. Okay, that patina is very valuable. That patina is what gives this knife age. All right, I could take buffing compound to that and make that shine like gold if I wanted to, very, very easily. But that patina right there took years to develop. All right. I choose to clean my knives only, so when you see knives on my website for sale, I only clean them with Ballistol. I only clean the sheath with Ballistol if I have to, okay? If it has maybe some corrosion on the brass rivets, I'm going to wipe them down and get that green stuff off there. But that's okay. It maintains its patina, and I'm not going to over clean it. Now, if the person that purchases this knife wants to take a toothbrush to it with some Ballistol, he's more than welcome to do that. All right. If he wants to take some buffing compound to it and make those rivets shine like, solid gold, he can do that. All right. Patina or discoloration on brass is not an issue. Spotting on brass is not an issue. Okay. That is something that's easily removed, and the buyer of that knife is free to do that. But I am going to clean off maybe some of the green stuff that collects on brass. And that's because some of these knives are 30, 20, 40, 27 years old. Okay? So let's look at some of these knives I got, and I'm going to show you a good example of how to clean these. All right, Ballistol is fantastic. It is corrosive, though, to brass, and I have found this over many years of cleaning knives. You can preserve a solid stainless steel knife or carbon steel knife with Ballistol. But the mistake that a lot of people get is, especially with folders, if you notice in this knife, this is a folder that has brass liners. You do not want to spray Ballistol and not remove it. You can clean the knife with Ballistol, but you'll want to flush this knife out with some mineral oil. And mineral oil can be found in the laxative section of any drugstore. I buy them in gigantic bottles, and the bottles are about $15 a piece. It's very cheap to flush out a knife with mineral oil and preserve it with mineral oil. I recommend everyone preserve their knives with mineral oil. Clean with Ballistol, preserve with mineral oil. Okay? Ballistol is expensive. All right? You can also buy the liquid form or the concentrated form, all right, if you want. And this stuff goes a long way. I have about this much Ballistol, about a 1 to 10 mixture. You can spray down your knives with it. As you see, it comes out like that. All right? When the water evaporates, what's left is the Ballistol. This bottle will go a lot longer than this. Okay, this is for tight spaces. This is for large spaces. Because something like this costs $7. You can go through this cleaning 30 knives. $7 is hurting your profit margin if you're selling knives. This isn't so much. All right? So after I spray down my brass handles or knives to clean them, I am going to let it soak for a while. and then take a clean sock or t-shirt that I have laundered. You don't want your stinky socks wiping down someone's knife. And you're going to wipe it down. As you can see, any spotting or glue or big pieces of green that have collected on the brass have been removed. It's also extremely good for the wood portion of a handle. I'm going to clean those threads out. And what this is a beautiful knife. This is a Smith & Wesson. And this series of knives is just incredible. And a matter of fact, this knife in particular is my absolute favorite. And it's the Survival model. Just a gorgeous wood handle, and it's got a little compartment that screws in. Now this is brass. What am I going to do? Well, since this is such an absolute gorgeous knife, I'm going to take a little dry lube compound, which is Tough Glide, and just put it on the threads. And what that's going to do is protect my knife, and it's going to be a dry lube, so I don't have to worry about if someone wants to put fishing equipment in there, it's covered with Ballistol now. Okay? So after I wipe it down, as long as you wipe it down good and it's not a large accumulation of Ballistol, it's not going to affect your brass liners. And there you have a gorgeous 30 to 40-year-old knife. Beautiful knife. This is a Schrade Sharp Finger. Schrade makes all their knives now out of China. These are the USA models. Just gorgeous. Just a beautiful knife. This knife comes with a sharpening stone. Just beautiful. This massive thing, I've got a bunch of these. This is a Western USA W49 model number. Look at the blade on this thing. This knife, I've had one of these. This steel they use gets absolutely razor sharp. It's a full tang knife. A knife you can really beat on if you're looking for a big chopper. If you want something in between a machete and a knife, this is what you want. Just beautiful. For those of you that have big backyards, this is a fantastic blade for clearing your path. A lot of city folks would not understand that. It's got slight spotting. Now that spotting is easily removed, but I don't remove it. I just don't. I just don't. If the Ballistol doesn't take it off, I just leave it like that. Whoever buys it, they can do whatever they want with their knife. But I don't over clean my knives. I just can't stand when I get a knife from somebody that doesn't have a clue of what they're doing and they over clean the knife. So you've basically destroyed an antique. Especially old folders. I have old folding knives that are 80 years old, 100 years old, and I've seen people take a buffing wheel to those things and they shine like a brand new case knife does. They've destroyed an antique. Absolutely destroyed it. You can go through eBay and see one after another of knives that have been destroyed by the individual selling them, and it just drives me up a wall. Wipe them down, clean them up, put a stop to the corrosion. Any corrosion that's on this knife has either been removed or been stabilized. What I mean by stabilized is it's not going to continue. All right? And a preservative such as these, any one of these is going to stop that corrosion in its tracks, and it's not going to get any worse. So there's really no reason to buff it off and remove metal and destroy a knife by making an older knife look like a new one. I mean, anybody can polish a knife to make it look shiny. So wipe down the knife, wipe down the leather a little bit. And a lot of people don't even like the fact that I wipe down the leather. Certain knives I do, certain knives I don't. For instance, this leather handle I have wiped down. The shininess will go away. This one, I'm keeping all Ballistol off it. This is an old Air Force survival knife. And I'm leaving the leather raw. Now, whoever buys it, if they want to season the leather with some oil, they can go right ahead and do that if they want. This is a real fantastic knife. Check this out. Look at that. Just a beauty. Just a beauty. So, hey, go to my About section. Visit my store. I work with people on pricing. If you buy more than one item, I can sometimes give you guys a discount. Just email me. If you're just buying one knife, I'm pretty firm on the prices that I've put on the website. Because I take a real hit on shipping. I don't charge very much for shipping, and boxing everything up and walking to the post office and all that stuff, driving to the post office, it's just not worth my time for one knife to give you guys a discount. But this sharp finger is just awesome. This is a beautiful knife, just gorgeous. These indestructible Delrin handles, and it just feels so nice in your hands. It's just a fantastic knife. Don't let the Chinese knockoffs fool you. They're garbage. I did a little video on Rough Rider knives, and they might look just like the American-made ones, but they sure do not perform like it at all. Alright, oh, check out this little fishing knife from Japan. Looks like it's got a little hamon there too. And that has a very sharp blade and a descaler. And let me wipe that off just a little bit more. And then it goes in like so. And check that out. And it's got a scale to weigh your fish. How cool is that? Really cool. For the dishonest fisherman. Really cool. Alright, so yeah, I hope you guys, oh, look at this. This is a Ridgid knife. I have two of these on my website right now. This is a different model. Ridgid knives they're almost semi-custom in quality. I studied the history on them a ways back. I'd have to refresh myself, but these are just absolutely gorgeous. And look at the grinds on that blade. It is just amazing. These were all done by hand, and then they polished the cutting edge on these, and it's just amazing. Ridgid knives are beautiful. And this Gerber is just incredible. Look at that. Alright, y'all take it easy, take care, and Happy New Year.